Many blessings. Moving on to the sign of earthy Capricorn, the cardinal sign of initiation and really putting energy to use. So with the Pisces season rolling around, Pisces by nature has a tendency to amplify emotional sensitivity, to amplify the things around you that you're looking at, almost in a way that's, for lack of a better word, romanticizing. And romanticism can be both positive and negative. So, with connecting with spirit and revealing the message of possessions, which is resonating at the root chakra, this brings into awareness a lot of material, a lot of grounded needs, so a lot of needs for security. And with you, Capricorn, especially with 2021 kicking off, a lot of the Aquarius placements have been creating this need to get lighter, creating this sensation where you've been noticing a lot of the things that you value, a lot of things that are important or that you truly hold their weight to you have been shifted around. When Uranus is in Taurus, that's going to shift finances, that's going to shift the things that are important to us, you know. So there's been some movement in the Uranus placements for Taurus. There's, with Mars and Taurus, there's shifting taking place as far as how we feel valued and what is valuable to us, or what is valuable to you as a Capricorn. So with possessions being here, resonating at the middle of heart, or the root chakra, this means that we're looking at the value that we find. And this value could be both material, something concrete, or just something that is a construct, or it can be a concept. It can be just something that is one-dimensional. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical. But the point overall is that how you see these things that are taking place within your three-dimensional space and that give you security. How are you connected to what you find the divinity in within these material things as well? The Four of Cups is also showing the emotional involvement during this time as well that you place on these things and that you place on yourself. It's very fitting that with this Four of Cups, it has me thinking on, like, again, romanticizing with this Pisces energy, this confirmation of the romanticism or the illusionary, the amplification, the aggrandizement of a situation that you may be in. You may be upselling the situation as a way of justifying what's holding you back or keeping you from what it is that you desire, when the answer that you actually seek is behind you. So this, in essence, makes me feel in a sense that within this Pisces season, that it can, Pisces energy, for Capricorn, you don't really like to get emotional when you could just take action. So that vulnerability, this Pisces season may be having you more in your feelings, or maybe making you more sensitive. And when normally you would take action or be more direct, you're romanticizing poor choices or seeking something that is a shallowly better, when the answer that you seek could actually be available to you, but you're just simply caught up on the negative or the pessimism. It's a reflection that you may be being pessimistic about what the current situation that you're in, the outlook of your relationships, personal relationships, as well as the treasures that are being presented to you during this time. There was promises made within your spirit and intentions made, especially with these moon cycles, both whether consciously aware or just unconscious with the energy's manipulation within the astrological placements. This energy couldn't be ignored, whether you did rituals or just coasted on your, I want to say, cycle patterns, your cyclic rituals. The energy was still active on autopilot because it's just too intense. The new moon Aquarius, the full moon Virgo, all these planetary placements are having some major planetary shifts, especially with the intensity of Mercury retrograde. So there was a lot of releasing. So with that, when we have a release, like with any cleaning house, you're gonna see there's going to be opportunities for more room for things to be presented to you. So now that things have been shuffled around, you don't have the same luxuries that you're used to. And when there's so much placement in Aquarius is the sign that is presented with these not just like golden chalices or just simple items, but we're talking like advanced things like, I'm talking like almost like dwarven type concepts, or just like Rubicons, and just things that are are so advanced that if you were to use it as like a coaster, it would be unbefitting of what it could be used for. But Capricorn is the sign of usage, whereas Aquarius is the sign of longevity of usage. So one of the things that Capricorn is that you may be getting caught up on is that you're not necessarily in a bad situation, but you may be taking a limited or a confined approach to something, a new resource, a new item that's being presented to you during the season. It may be feeling that it is not as beneficial as it could be, but that's because the application of what you're using it for is not necessarily designed for its best use and most efficiency. So this is also during this time a call to open your emotional expansion and open your conscious clarity to the situation that you're looking at, because Four of Cups isn't just literally emotions, but it's also a reflection of water or the psyche of your water. So this is dealing with your conscious, this is dealing with your awareness of how you're connected to the situation or connected to the possessions and the energy that you have available to you. Okay, Gaia theme coming up again. There's definitely an application, or this could even be speaking, just because the inversion came out, speaking to necessarily a misuse or just not maximizing the use of what's being presented to you. So Spirit definitely calls to pull another message, and opponent is coming forth. With Gaia being here, this is definitely dealing with the confirmation of what's being created or what we're seeding into the world and the alignment, because Gaia is also the axis of the earth axis. You can't change your axis, you can only work or tilt with it. You have to work with what's presented to you, and what you give the earth is what you get back. So how you perceive what's being presented to you, what is the earth giving you in your situation now? What is being presented to you? Are you not happy with the rewards of what is being presented to you within your earthly space? Or is there a need to have more discernment or wise leadership with what you actually have available to you? Do you ask for help when you need it, or is there a cringe when you feel as if you don't know the answer? You feel as if you have to jump start and you have to take the lead. You have to be the one that is running everything, because who can do it better than you? Who can organize this energy or make use of this energy better than you? So this is also a reflection, especially bigger significance on opponent for you, because it's not that you don't have the earth in hand, but this is a call for you on how you're representing that earthly nature and the earth that you're standing on, because different areas geographically around the world present different energies. You have to work with the earth that you're standing on, the earth that you're connected to. It's going to create a different frequency, and you have to take ownership of that and show appreciation for that. Stepping into the world with a sense of surety and positive self-worth is what's called for now. Epona is a Celtic Roman horse goddess of leadership and guidance. So those themes, especially with the horses, definitely speaking to rapid movement and knowing how to actually work with another tool, because you have to sync up with the horse. You have to line up with the grooves on his back to make sure that you're secure, make sure that y'all are communicating in unison. Epona is offering her wisdom. Know that you have what it takes to heed it. You can do anything you place your attention on, and you'll find it's easy to accomplish what's needed for your intentions to take form, to take physical form. Whether you are aware of it or not, the way you manage your accomplishments and even the way you handle failures and losses is modeling the way forward for others. There is a wisdom growing within you. Being true to who you are and placing integrity and humility equal to enthusiasm makes you a wise leader indeed. One that the goddess Epona is so proud of. So when we're trying to align with that, sometimes being overly assertive and determined to take action is not the favor or the favored actions at this time. If you feel afraid of making a mistake or worried that you will somehow compromise yourself or disappoint someone else, consider this a time to regroup and assess the details. As the goddess Epona knows, not all paths are meant to be explored. Not all battles are meant to be fought. Not all opportunities will pan out. Sometimes you just have to make choices. Some things you are presented with situations where just because a negative happens or a less favorable outcome happens doesn't mean that that wasn't the best outcome that could have happened with you being there. Sometimes you get caught up and think that because you did your best and it brought out 90% of the results or brought out a second place, that you feel that it was your fault. But sometimes that was just the best that could have been done. Sometimes somebody else in that same situation, given the same resources and the same know-how, put in your place, would have come in third, would have only gotten 70% of it done. Sometimes your best, it brings out the best that that situation can produce. Sometimes you have to understand that what you think is the best doesn't always mean coming in first on paper, but is the best that that situation can create, can cultivate, and guide to. Every door doesn't have to be open, and every energy doesn't have to be fully utilized. But what's the best for you is what remains authentic to the situation, and is also determined on your outlook and how you perceive the situation, how you utilize the energy that's presented to you. Are you taking advantage of the possessions? What assets do you have? Because there's a difference between finances and assets. How are you maximizing and actually making use of this energy available to you? As you take your divine breath, bring awareness within your energy field. Bring the awareness deep. Red is deep. Red is down near the genitals. Red is down near the physical where you can feel it. You can feel this action. You can feel this physicality coming forth. Resonate with possessions within your energy field, and what is your subconscious resonating that are the most healthy possessions within your divinity? What possessions are healthy for your divinity, healthy for your growth, healthy for your belonging and feeling connected within the physical reality, feeling attached, feeling connected but not attached to anything, floating above these things so that you can remain within your element and seeing these things for what they truly are. I hope this message resonates within your spirit and resonates within the spaces that are most important within your walk as you move through this Pisces season. Much love, many blessings, and Ashe.